That Amorte starts off with this sensitive subject warning, so I'm all tense anticipating something disturbing, and then...
Who's ready for Rick's famous spaghetti?
That's right, it's Rick's famous spaghetti night. This spaghetti is almost medicinal.
You had a job interview, right?
Bombed it, but it's nothing a little bolognese won't cure.
The family's ravenous for it, and that might be because the sauce is homemade. There is a secret ingredient to this delicacy, and that is that it comes from the deceased.
Of course it's a person, Rick! Why couldn't it just be spaghetti?
On this distant planet, people that self-delete turn into spaghetti. Initially, it does come off a bit distasteful, despite the spaghetti's tastiness.
Oh, hi, Dr. Hot Penis.
Rick brings Morty to see the bodies. It's so nice to finally have Rick and Morty again. Now, having seen his dinner in the flesh, Morty feels a sense of guilt. Not a ton, but some. He decides he wants to find out the names of the people he's been munching on.
Do you even know their names?
I'm not giving you your spaghettis as names.
And does this make them cannibals? He even drags Rick along to their funerals.
I just want to be honest about something. After Lawrence died, we, ate him.
Having learned so much about them, he's feeling a sense of empathy.
Lawrence brought us together. It just felt wrong not having anyone know that.
Now Morty's being gnawed at and decides to tell the family.
Dad!
They were delicious.
So keep eating them!
We can't now.
Because of you!
The family is very upset to hear about this, less about the situation, but now because they know about it, meaning that they no longer have the bliss of ignorance. Later, a space pod shows up and invites Morty back to Spaghetti Planet.
Can that thing support my weight?
It should.
After seeing his passion for pasta, they ask Morty to be an ambassador for the brand. They claim it's morally just, since they've now gotten consent from the people who hate their lives anyways.
I've been living in pain for years. I simply said, I hope I'm delicious.
It's really quite the depressing clip. They even mention the right to die, which is a belief that people have the right to game over. It makes you wonder, when is it okay to say, enough is enough? For me, the answer is never, even if that is something that I do have to remind myself of from time to time. Anyways, guilt-free spaghetti!
And another cheer for the added bonus of no Rick.
To his surprise, Morty becomes the figurehead for Mortios.
I was a serial killer and cannibal, and now I get to kill myself and be food for you.
So they head back to see what the heck is going on. And on this planet, it's become much easier for people to end themselves for profit.
Giant spaghetti strainers. You want to turn on the radio?
I get it.
Now I'm starting to get it. And have I said yet that I really like the little eye catches that Adult Swim gives this series? So Mortios have become the staple of this planet's economy.
Coming in from intergalactic spaghetti trade, we've decreased our debt, are making a lot of money.
So, after some arguing, Rick and Morty decide to find an alternative to all this. Even attempting to farm people.
I won't be delicious for them!
Which is sadly not unheard of. They sort of raise the question, how human do you have to be to become spaghetti? Or to me, how human do you have to be for your life to have worth?
But essentially just a headless, boneless torso.
They create this new death factory, and some funny activist stuff happens in between.
We want authentic spaghetti!
Low on supplies, Rick has one man left that he convinces to take one for the team.
Hey!
You spaghetti child!
What gives?
What if I told you this would end the spaghetti trade forever?
I feel like even for him this is pretty dark. The audience is confronted with this flashback of Fred's life. Even though we just met this character, it's effective because it has such relatable imagery. Plus, and I've said it before, I am a sucker for insert songs, and this one definitely gets the job done. Making me kind of emotional for this one-off character. This in turn humanizes him, and the empathetic impact turns everyone off the Mortios.
Well,
I think I can speak on behalf of my people. We've had enough spaghetti.
Thankfully, Rick has another recipe up his sleeve.
Is it actually Salisbury steak?
Do you want to know or not?
No thanks.
So, what's the point of this episode? I'm gonna say capitalism.
What is all this?
Cans of spaghetti selling out to every neighboring planet.
We don't often consider the poor conditions and forced labor that it takes to support an economy. And we live in a culture that does often feel like it encourages working oneself to death. And it is quite depressing, so I admire Fred's conviction to avoid it.
I won't feed your sick system a profit. Integrity means living with pain.
But what happens when this suffering is brought to the spotlight? We may want to change, but be unsure how, especially when these things are so woven into our society. Even if we try alternatives or solutions, there will also always be people who object.
Go ahead.
You just want me to kill myself so you can eat the spaghetti, right? An alien piece of shit!
You!
What is the answer then? Universal basic income? Free healthcare? Other leftist stuff? I don't know. Maybe don't ask a YouTuber, because I nor Rick and Morty have the answers.
If you're asking whether this was a story about right and wrong, the answer is, I don't care.
But I'm extremely happy with them bringing these topics up, even if it's difficult. I think they handled the subject matter creatively, made this an interesting one to review, and gave me some laughs, so giving it a 9.